here now.
All right.
Yeah. Wow. We're back.
Hey.
It's a little different. It's a little different today.
Dante, you look like Wawa. No, you don't look like Wawa.
It's a little different today. It's a little different.
Hey, everybody.
Hi. What's up?
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening.
How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing this Labor Day weekend?
Can you believe it?
Chilling.
Summer is officially almost over.
Yeah, summer's almost.
Just went
it's almost
fall,
y'all. It's almost fall, y'all.
It's almost
didn't
gone.
get to a whole lot.
Yeah, we didn't do a whole lot even. It's like August went past fast.
Oh my
I don't even know what happened to August. August, like
August just
went.
It's just everything is on fast forward now. So just
Yeah.
But you know what? I feel so much better because I thought I was the only one who thought this year and every year last year went by so fast. As I talk to people,
no,
and
you're not the only one.
Nope.
No,
not
I'm
the only one.
There's so much going on until you kind of lose track of time. Yeah.
Those 24 hours a day go past.
But you know what I'm doing, guys? Yeah. I'm beginning to start writing down things that I do, okay? And keep a journal. Because trust me, when you get there at my age, you begin to forget things.
Don't even mention it.
And if you go back and look at what you've done.
We forgetting stuff at 32 now. We forgetting stuff at
now you should be ashamed.
I know. Okay, they losing
the password of the day. I was like,
what we got 30, 40
years.
Oh, now you can't remember the passwords. Okay.
It's the passwords.
My case, you don't know your password.
Listen.
It's captured.
It's one of those ones where, you haven't logged in about 10 years. Like, oh, what's that? Like, I don't even know. What's my Yahoo password? I gotta get in my Yahoo. What?
Okay, guys. I'm Peg.
I'm Sharon.
And I'm Linda.
And I'm usually behind the scenes, but I'm on the scene today, and I'm Dante.
And we are
3 Sisters Live with the brother.
4 Sisters Live.
3 Sisters Live with one. One plus one.
Three. 4 Sisters Live. 3 plus 1.
3 sisters plus 1. But not one guy. Well, one guy. Yeah, on the side. We have to do it.
There you go.
Good. 3 sisters with one guy on the side.
3 sisters, one brother.
One brother.
One brother on the side. Yeah.
Oh man,
it's all good.
Yeah, when David Garvin was with us, he was the guy on the side.
Right. With the brother on the side.
This him, yeah.
Good job.
So what y'all doing? What y'all doing this weekend? Yeah.
Oh God.
Well, here in DC, they have the DC Jazz Festival is going on. So that's going to be down on our wharf, down on the waterfront and arena stage, and probably throughout the city, right, Dante?
Yeah,
is it open or is it free? Or is it
no, it's not. It's not free in certain areas. I don't know. I plan to go down there because if you're going to the main events that you have to go into a venue, you do have to pay.
Okay.
But I understand they have standing room also for about $25, $28. I don't know, whatever it is, $20 some dollars to stand up wherever you are. But there will probably, be some areas that, usually there's always music on the wharf anyway. So
we'll probably walk down there. Yeah.
I'm going to walk down there today. I went to a jazz at the church. What's the name? I can't think of the name of the church right now. But
see there,
the church. Yeah, I know. Right.
That's what we're talking about, right? So we're excused. All 3 of us are excused.
Right, we're excused. Everybody in DC knows that church. That church, y'all.
That church.
Whatever that church is. Shout out to that church.
Jazz and the blues. Jazz on Friday. And they had a big show last night, so I did go there, and that was fun. And
Okay.
Sounds
good.
I know they're having some stuff in Prince George's County. What's happening?
Oh, it's a lot of stuff, but I'm heading to Baltimore. So,
okay.
Oh, what's happening in Baltimore?
My brother-in-law is celebrating his 75th birthday.
Oh, okay. That's a big one.
Okay.
That's a big one.
75th.
So it's birthday weekend.
And I know he's lost his memory.
Well, he'll know you. Yeah. That's the most important thing, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Long as he know you.
I'm excited to see him.
Yeah, it was at Westminster Presbyterian. I knew they finally came back. Yeah, Westminster. Yeah.
What you got going on, Sharon?
Yeah.
Well, I'm listening. Rob just sent me a list of things going on in DC. So we probably just go walking and just crash whatever we can crash. So we'll go. That's why I say, can we get into a Jazz Fest free?
Yeah,
so
it's going to be all over.
We'll be walking down there. We'll just see. I hope the weather holds up because they were calling for rain, weren't they?
Yeah, take your umbrella just in case.
Yeah, we'll be prepared. We'll
just
see.
In case. Yeah, they have a really new, nice restaurants down there, so I'm sure there'll be a lot of
exactly.
Yeah.
All right, Dante, what you got going on?
It's business as usual for me right now. I mean, I'm gonna take some time to relax for sure because the end of this month has been crazy for me. But I think I got one rehearsal this weekend, and after that we relaxing, we chilling for a second. The drums has been picking up. Obviously, y'all know I do drums. I do production stuff.
Awesome.
I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, keep doing what you do.
Yep.
That's all right.
All right. Well, what do we have? Do we have some birthdays coming up?
Got some birthday. Oh, yep.
I can't even believe
Virgo season. We in Virgo season.
Whole month.
Coming up there. September.
Yes.
There we go. There we go. There's some birthday shout outs. And let me do this. Let me graciously announce those who are in the month of August. We're closing out, and believe it, this is the 5th week. So we've been celebrating everybody's birthday every Saturday. Okay.
We'll celebrate.
So let me start with Beth. There's Beth Lovejoy. Hey Beth, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
It was Alexis' birthday showed up. What about Janice? Janice celebrated a birthday on the 4th of August. And then our girl Charlene. There's Charlene.
Charlene.
There we go. And then Karen McConnell Jones. Karen,
happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. And now you know this one here. That's the reason why she's not
still
here.
Celebrating, right?
Still celebrate. Yay.
She does the whole month.
And then we have Stephanie. Hey Steph, happy birthday, belated birthday.
Happy birthday.
And here's one, final one.
And
hey,
our
own happy birthday.
Holding up the fort.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Holding it up for the Virgos.
Happy birthday.
Yes, indeed. So happy birthday, my sisters.
Awesome.
Yes.
Happy
I have
birthday.
all of our other birthdays to we have which I help celebrate. Michael Jackson on the 29th, his birthday.
Yeah.
I went to the MJ show. It was awesome. Absolutely.
There you go, Mike.
Here at the National Theater. I was gifted with that for my birthday. And then we have Charlie Bird, Charlie Bird Parker, the jazz artist. He was born also in on the 29th, the same day as Michael Jackson, as a matter of fact.
Really?
Okay.
And we also have it was one other. Althea Gibson, the first African American Wimbledon champion.
Tennis,
the 25th. And I believe, Kobe Bryant, basketball legend and business mogul that we missed.
Yeah.
Kobe.
On the 23rd. So rest in power. Yes. So we had a whole bunch of birthdays and some more coming up.
Yep. I'm coming up in September. Go Virgo.
September
20th.
Coming up.
Yes, indeed.
Happy birthday in advance.
My husband's birthday is September 10th. Big Virgo energy. Yeah. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
All righty now.
All
And so
right.
somebody said their husband's birthday. Somebody just flashed. I missed it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Somebody's husband's birthday. Yeah. Happy birthday,
Happy birthday.
Grega.
Happy birthday.
The
So who we
best.
got?
That's
The
good.
best
Who we got
people.
coming on today? Peg.
Oh, we have what we decided to do is to continue the conversation from last week. And we had 3 wonderful individuals that are in the tax arena. They're tax strategists, payroll, and whatever. And I felt that it'd be nice if we could continue the conversation with Donald to talk about how his business impacts young people, middle-aged people, seniors, what he does to help save us money. Okay. And I want him to talk about how he impacts mentoring young people to get them engaged in the business of doing business. So Donald will be joining us shortly.
Okay.
Okay. So let's run through some hot picks before we get to Donald right quick.
Yes.
We got some hot picks, stuff going on. Where we at? Whoa.
Yeah, this one is one of our members, Cynthia Green and her husband. They do a annual, and I think this is their 10th annual Couple Fest 2024, and it's Marriage Built to Last. And I'm just so proud of these 2 right here. They have gone 10 years strong.
Yes.
This is going to be happening on September the
That was
20th.
last weekend. Yeah.
Huh?
No, it comes up.
It's coming up now.
Oh, September. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
September
August.
20th to the 21st.
You're right. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be
Sounds
nice.
good, yeah.
And if you go to our website, sistersnetwork.org, you'll see all the upcoming events, okay, with all the details. What else you got, Dante? Oh, Sharon, this is yours. This is coming up next week.
Next weekend.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yes.
Ubiquitous.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I don't know if Jermaine got a chance to tune in for today, but just in case she did not, it's the hottest event next weekend.
Yes,
she's celebrating 10 years of Ubiquitous, which is an amazing expo. It's a women's expo, but men are certainly invited. They're on that Friday night. They have a black and bling party. And on Saturday, Iyanla Van Zant will be there. And they have many activities going on Sunday as well. So it's a fun-filled weekend. And it's going to be at, what is it called? Live?
Live.
It's what's the
Casino.
word that goes in front of it?
Live
Casino. It's Live Casino.
Maryland Live.
Maryland Live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
5K
okay,
walk.
this one is one of our members,
Florence
Champagne. They're doing a 5K walk. This is their 3rd annual walk that's going to be at the Woodrow Wilson Bridge.
That's going to be exciting too.
That's coming up.
Yeah.
That's scheduled for Saturday, September the 21st from 9 to 12. And God, I would love to do the walk, but I'll be attending a 100th birthday celebration. Oh, I sound kind of old, right?
100 birthday. So you're going to a 75,
75,
and then you're going to 100 one.
And this one is on a cruise in Baltimore, so I'm excited to participate on that as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You make it to 100. You better go all out.
I'm telling you.
That is the big one.
That's the big one right there.
Yes, indeed.
And for those who don't know, we have this is our 3rd annual Scholarship and Career Youth Summit that's happening actually next Saturday, September the 7th. And it's going to be at Set the Captive Free Outreach Center in Security Mall. Guys, we did this last year before, and I'm telling you, it's simply amazing. We were able to support this venue and this opportunity for our young people to obtain scholarships on the spot.
And I heard they showed up and showed out.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So we're doing it here. Well, we're doing it in Baltimore, but we're also doing it in Prince George's County. So next week I should be able to have the flyer so that you can see what's happening in Prince George's County. But hey,
free.
You know, we got to take care of both homes, Baltimore, and we got to take care of Prince George's County.
Absolutely.
How much did you all raise last year?
I think last year in Baltimore was, I think, $16 million.
Whoa.
University and colleges gave away that money on the spot.
That is amazing.
Yeah, mothers and grandmothers, make sure your kids come out to this.
I have to give a two for that. That's
oh my
amazing.
gosh. Can you imagine?
And it was about 14 million here.
And some of the kids getting a full ride. So this is so important. Pay attention. This is big. This is huge. This is big.
Don't sleep on it. Get your kids ready.
It's free.
If they really want to know what Sisters Network is doing, we are supporting our 4 initiatives, and education and mentoring is definitely one on the top.
Yes, absolutely.
Wonderful. Thank you, Dante. Awesome. This one, Sharon, this is one that you're involved in. This one, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I'm not involved, but one of our sisters, or 2 of our sisters are Terry Tabor and Candace Camille. This conference is taking place also on September 21st, and it's in Alexandria. So a powerful conference, Inspired Women's Conference. So please come out and support. I think it's going to be awesome. I plan to attend. So hope to see you there.
Wonderful.
Right on.
Looking good.
Oh, okay. You know what time it is.
The biggest thing we're looking forward
to,
right?
What time it is, Linda.
You know what time it is. This was submitted by our very own Rainmaker, the Generational Wealth Alliance. They're hosting another watch party. This party is Harris versus Trump, the debate watch party. So you don't want to miss this. You don't want to be at home doing this.
I can't wait.
To Everlasting Life Vegan Restaurant at 9033 Central Avenue, Capitol Heights, Maryland. This is Tuesday, September the 10th from 7:30 p.m. Doors will open, and we should be out of there by 10. So we're not going to be out there all night, but we know the debate is going to be happening. Janice Leak, also known as the Rainmaker, asked us to RSVP, so we make sure we got enough room in the house because we want to fill the house up. 301-910-1888 to RSVP.
Oh, definitely be in the room.
Amazing. Yeah. I can't wait.
Go and vote like you never voted before. That's so, and get involved. Get involved. Find out who the persons are in your neighborhood, in your area, Maryland, Virginia, and DC, who's running for office, and support from the local level as well.
Exactly.
Get involved.
All the way down.
Yes.
Yep. Well, we have come to the part of our show we want to bring our guest on, right?
Yes.
All right, because we want to give him enough time to get, because he had a presentation he want to show us. So without further ado, if Professor Donald Butler is ready, we're going to bring him on now. What's going on, brother? What's going on? Hey. Welcome back.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be back.
Good back. Thank you, Donna, for joining us today. You know, last Saturday we had an amazing show, and y'all guys stepped up to the plate. And you know, it's a beautiful thing to see our young people doing their thing, and you are one. I just love you to death, and I'm just so proud of you. This is my other son besides Dante. Okay.
Slide over, Dante. Slide over.
Competition.
I got room right here. This room.
Look, Donald. I have to admit, you know, I got 2 D's, Dante and Donald. And I'm not going to fight over y'all 2, okay? So y'all right in the middle. Dante really looks after us on 4Sisters Live. I can't say enough about Dante. He's my heart. He is there every Saturday to make sure that we, the 4Sisters Live, show up. Okay, so
we're doing an awesome job.
Yes. And Dante has his own business. Dante is in the mix of what's happening in the community, and so he adds more value than a little to us. So I just wanted to let's open up the conversation because both of you are in the business arena along with the rest of us. Share with us what's some of the challenges before you get into your presentation, Donald. First, introduce yourself, and then two, my question is, what are some of the challenges that you see with small businesses in our community?
So I'm Donald Butler, and I'm the CEO of Butler Square Consulting, where we provide accounting, bookkeeping, tax preparation, as well as business consulting services. And we also do some IT security services as well. So also I'm a professor at University of Maryland Global Campus, and I also am the CEO of Butler Square Academy, where we do training for entrepreneurship and other certifications like project management professional. Some of the challenges that I see with businesses and especially in our community, is the fact that a lot of people started a business, but they're not aware of the compliance that they have, of the regulations that are out there that they must comply with. And so many times we think that it's just all about making money and the freedom of being, employed by our own business. But the other part of that equation is the compliance. And so sometimes what happens is when people are not aware of some of the challenges in running a business, they're caught with fees and penalties, whether it's by the IRS or the state, and they did not know those exist. And the problem is with the IRS specifically, they will not tell you in advance that you have issues or penalties as it relates to your business. So you may not know it until 10 years later. So what I'm seeing is it's like a silent pandemic that's happening and people are not aware. And, and we're just trying to raise awareness in our community and let business owners know you cannot run a business without having a team, like with an accountant and an attorney somewhere, just to keep you compliant, because you need to be aware of compliance. So that's one of the major challenges. And the other challenge is the fact that a lot of times people stop their business in the first 2 years of running a business. And a lot of times that's because they're not sure or they're not aware of how to grow their business and how to conquer some of the other issues that may come up. For example, being in business, relationships are key. So we see, like, even in the news right now, Judge Mathis' wife decided that she wants to leave him, file a divorce. And we don't know the details, of course, so we're not getting into that. But when we see stories like this, it reminds us that even when you're in business or when you're, are pushing towards success in a particular area of life, in business, that can hurt that may have an impact on relationships. So we're seeing that grow. Like other business owners tell me, Donald, my family don't understand the number of hours I have to devote in my business. They don't understand that, that I have to put effort in. I had, like, during the day I'm working, but then at night I got to plan, or I got to make up for some of the things that I couldn't get done during the day. So we're seeing that as well. And the problem is we've never seen this growing up. So when we have people that are first generation business owners, it can, be very difficult to manage, those relationships. So they're the main two key points that I just wanted to raise and just share that with you all, is that, it looks good to be in business, but on the flip side, there's compliance, then there's a relationship, trying to, keep a healthy balance between your family and your business.
I love it. I love it.
Awesome.
Yes.
Good information.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
information.
Karen, you have a question?
Yeah. Well, I was just listening to him when he mentioned about Judge Matheson, and a lot of, especially when you go into business with your partner, there's a lot of challenges, that you have to be prepared for. And, once the roles are established and things that are, and I'm sure you agree, Donald, that everything needs to be in writing, everything, whether it's your spouse, your sister, brother, cousin, friend, whatever, everything needs to be in writing, and to have a successful partnership. And hopefully, that does not deteriorate, if they break up or whatever happens to the relationship, but the business can continue.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And it's very true. So, and I've seen, just in our community, a lawsuit between family members. And, and it reminded me how serious business is. And, when you think that you're doing business and you go into business with your family as a partnership, I always say, I've heard this over the years many times, and that partnerships tend to not work. And you have to make sure you have things documented in an operating agreement. So when you have people that start a business, we have a partnership. Where's your operating agreement? Oh, what's that? You never seen it. You don't know what that is. So again, the term business it sounds good, it looks good, but we forget about the other legal aspects of having a business. So what turned out to be a family business, it turned out to be almost, and I'll describe it like this for better words, is like it turned into pure hell, because they're having to pay the one that's, the plaintiff, this grand amount of money, and any tax related issues that come with that, they have to pay the penalties. So it was supposed to be a great loving situation, but it turned into a nightmare.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
In less than 2 years. Less than 2 years.
Wow.
Less than 2 years.
A lot to think about. Yeah.
So, if anything, we need to really, I think the one thing, being that I have over 25 years in this industry as an auditor and examine many businesses from Campbell Soup to AT&T to the government, DOD, Social Security Administration, over the years, I just realized how important it is to understand regulations and understand significance, and understand that when you sign a dotted line and you say, I'm going into business, and you submit those legal documents to the state, that there are legal things that you have to comply with. I sat with a business owner yesterday, and he decided to try to register his business in the state of Maryland, and it failed because he didn't understand the structure, and he wanted to set up a holding company. I said, do you know what the purpose of a holding company is? He said, well, I know that it could, be the owner of my other company. I said, but do you really understand the power in it? Because the state of Maryland does not have legal protection that's supposed to be for a holding company. There are only 5 states that provides that level of protection. And if you're registering yours in Maryland, you think it's going to give you that protection, you're in the wrong state. Where's your legal attorney? He said, I don't have one. I said, well, I'm going to refer you to one, because you got to talk to an attorney. If you want to have a holding company, it has to be set up properly. It cannot be set up like this. This is turning into a nightmare. So what he did is he got his EIN number. So he showed me the letters, but there's no entity set up at the state. I said, you have to register your business at the state first. Then once it's approved, get your EIN number. An entity.
Yeah, time and time again, especially those, like one-man operation type businesses or businesses from home. A lot of them don't know all the legalities and things that they need to really start a business. They just go out there, thinking, okay, I get my business license and I'm done. But it's so much more to it than that. And there's so many other regulations that they need to know about, especially when it comes to taxes, because, oh my goodness, it's a lot. Yeah.
So it's what I don't know. So in audit, we would always say, it's not so much what you know, it's what I don't know that can hurt me. What don't I know? Like when I walk into this industry and I say, I'm going to start my business, what is it that I don't know? That's the question that people should ask themselves. When you start a business, we're celebrating. Yay, you started your business. Oh my God, grand opening. But what is it that you don't know? And take it serious, because one small mistake can cost you. So the one about payroll I mentioned last week, it was over $4. I didn't give a number. It was over $4. This particular individual set up her staff that was getting paid on a stipend. And the staff complained because she left. She complained to Department of Labor at the state of Maryland, and the state of Maryland came out to do this interview and asked the individual, the business owner, for 10 questions. 10 questions. When she failed to answer 4 of them correctly, they charged her, penalized her $100,000 plus.
Ooh.
Wow, oh my goodness!
Over $4. Because she refused to give this person $4. I would have gave her $4.
Oh my God!
$4?
Nah, I'm reaching in my pocket right there and just go ahead.
Go take this $4. Because anyway, no.
Yes.
But now look what happens. As a business owner, get in trouble with the Department of Labor. So now the Department of Labor got their eyeball on you, looking at you with the magnifying glass. What's going on here?
Right.
Because
that's amazing.
Stipends, employees, and contractors are so different. And if you miscategorize them, if you treat a contractor as you would an employee, the IRS will make you pay back taxes from the day you started them in your business as a contract. We don't take this stuff serious. We don't take it serious. And I always say it like this. If you've never been exposed to, let's say, chicken pox, right? If you've never been exposed to chicken pox, you never knew what the itching felt like, how it feels to break out in chicken pox, because the kids now, they don't really get it like we used to back in the day, right?
Right.
Oh my God, they got chicken pox. They over there, but now the kids don't really experience it. However, when you think about chicken pox, it's like if you say something like that to someone that never seen it, they're like, oh, okay. It's less, the sensitivity of it is not there.
Until you experienced it.
Until you experienced it. So when we start experiencing people actually getting locked up to go to jail over not filing correct tax forms, you're going to see a lot of people looking for an accountant.
Do you think
after the fact, right?
The clock has already started. The IRS has already locked the business owners over the ERC, the Employee Retention Credit. There were predatory companies trying to give people that credit, and they said, we'll give you $100,000 if we can supply the IRS with your documentation. And that's what they did. So what they're trying to do is get that money back. And so they you don't even know if the IRS is going to approve you. And they came up with these fictitious companies during the pandemic. So now the IRS is saying, if you're one of those ones that know your company did not have employees during that time, come out now. But guess how many people seen that notice?
Wow.
Wow.
So they, in other words, they give them an opportunity to come clean.
They're giving them an opportunity to come clean because they already locked up business owners.
Okay.
So right now we're not sounding, and I appreciate you all. Listen, we need to have more accountants on platforms like this. That understand. Because it sounds glamorous to be in business, but you got to talk about the compliance side of it. And, it's not glamorous. Like being an auditor, trying to find issues is not glamorous at all. Because as you can imagine, people like, the auditors are here. I got to put the phone down. I'm like, I'm not going to do anything to you.
No.
I'm just here to do my job.
Everyone need to share this with every business owner. They should be on this podcast today. They need to be listening. So it's recorded, guys. So you definitely want to see it. You definitely want to see it. Go to YouTube.
Like, how do I be compliant? What is it that I need to do to be compliant? Hire an accountant to help you, a tax strategist like myself. Bring us into that room. I can't afford you. Well, let me tell you something. Can you afford the penalties? We got to stop dealing with the IRS like they're coming to get you. The IRS actually set up the tax code so you can write off your accountant. We're trying to write off a dog. I mean, if he's a security protection in your business, maybe that'll work. But you can't. You can write off your accountant. Stop playing games.
Oh gosh.
ERC. So she asked a question about ERC. The ERC is the Employee Retention Credit that business owners were taking advantage of because during the pandemic, the IRS or the federal government was incentivizing businesses to keep employees on staff while they work through the issue of people not coming to work. So they gave employers a credit to maintain their employees. So, so they get, like, if it was 100,000, 200,000 to keep their employees employed during that time, they incentivized them to do that. And there were people that came up and said, I got employees, but they didn't have employees. They had contractors.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing.
Big difference. Yeah.
Big difference.
Big difference. So I know I just jumped in there with a lot of stuff, but we really got to think about, just peel it apart. Where's compliance starting? When you register your business at the state, there's compliance. You got to have an annual filing that needs to be submitted to the state. When you register your business, you also have to comply with now the new rule around the BOI, the Beneficial Ownership Information Form, which is the related to the Corporate Transparency Act. This is new. So when you say, I don't need an accountant, I'm not going to pay for an accountant. These are things that we have to stay on top of. So you can focus on making money. I always tell my clients, you focus on making money, you let me deal with the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Pay now or pay later.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes.
Beautiful.
So when a person goes into business, what is the first thing that you advise them to do in steps? I've made the decision, I want to be a business owner. So what are the steps that we should do?
That's a perfect question. So I have a perfect demonstration of that. So one of my clients, she called me when she wanted to register her business. She said, Donald, I already know. She works for the government, so it's a little different. Her mindset, she's an auditor, so she understands. She said, I need to talk to you. I said, what's going on? She said, I want to start a business and I want to, get with you to do that. And I said, okay, great. I'm going to link you with my legal representative so she can register your business and get your EIN number. Because with this beneficial ownership information form, if I register the business, my name got to be on that form too. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. I want to add my name to anything else because if I'm doing your taxes, that's enough. So that's the steps that she did. Then we met yesterday over lunch. She said, Donald, okay, I got the business register. I got my EIN letter. I have my bank account. What's next? I said, let's set up QuickBooks. She said, okay, great. So she doesn't want to do anything without consulting with her accountant. And that's what we have to do. We have to know that you need to start with your accountant because your accountant, your tax person will help guide you. So that's the first things that you need to do.
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, Donald, I have a question for you.
Okay.
My question is, as we know, we always want to be the marketing person, the HR person, the customer service, and social media person, all in one. One of the things that's most important that we fail to remember, you need an accountant and an attorney.
Yes.
Talk about the power of an attorney and an accountant in your business.
So sure. So I have an attorney that works with me in my business, and the power of the attorney, resident agent. So when you register your business at the state, you have to identify a resident agent. People don't know what that means. They put themselves as the resident agent. The resident agent is anywhere between $100 to $150 a year to have them listed on your business within the state. So you need a resident agent. So one, what is the purpose of the resident agent? Because they're going to receive legal letters or anything legally that's coming to your business to communicate that back to you. So why would I want to give my personal information or leave my personal name on the state website for people to see my name? So you need to identify a resident agent, and that's going to be someone that's a legal representative or an attorney to represent your company. So you pay for that service. And you also will have a business address. The accountant serves the purpose of making sure that you at least understand the measures as it relates to the IRS, because there is a such thing as using a system to track your income and expenses. So what do we use? We use QuickBooks. So when I start my business, I already got to start calculating my income and my expenses. If I don't have expenses to line up with my tax forms, what am I showing the IRS? If I don't have anything to track, they're going to kick out, or they're going to say, we don't want to look at your tax file because you don't use a system. So I demonstrated to somebody like this. If I'm the IRS, or let's say you're the IRS, you work for the IRS, and you see how many people hired or how many professional tax filers submitted taxes, and then you have another column that shows people that did it themselves. If I'm an auditor, or you the auditor who works for the IRS, if I ask you where most of the issues you're gonna find most of the issues, you're gonna choose the pile that has the people that file their own taxes. People try to file their own taxes and don't even understand what a balance sheet is, don't understand what the profit and loss is, and you're basically you're putting yourself in a system that is already trained to do this, but you have no training in this area. So it's like, if I'm going to file my business, I'll give you an example. So I have someone I just worked with this week, and I'll make this really quick. But she's in her 70s, and I love her. She's amazing because she's doing some great, amazing work. And and I believe that she has Parkinson's disease, but she didn't let that stop her. She does physical therapy, and she's contracted to do so, and she's doing very well. Her tax file, she did it herself, and she had like 4 Schedule C's for the same business. And I said, what how do you happen to have 4 Schedule C's for the same business? I said, what did you use? She said, I use TurboTax.
That's what they advertise on TV.
TurboTax is not going to correct the issue.
Right.
And I said, if I was the auditor, I would see this as a huge issue. Like, there's a possibility you made some mistakes with this file. And I said, listen, how much was her tax bill? Let me explain what her tax bill was. Her tax bill was $38,000.
What?
Ooh.
What?
Wow.
$38,000 because she has income tax, and then because you're in business, you have self-employment tax.
Exactly. Yeah.
Self-employment tax is Social Security and Medicare. So there's 2 separate bills: income tax, self-employment tax. So her income tax bill was like $15,000, and her self-employment tax was $15,000. You add them both up, $30,000. $30,000.
Wow.
So what I did was I said, let me explain how we can structure your business, because you're doing amazing. You're getting Social Security. They're taxing majority of your Social Security. So let's figure out how we can set this up. I proposed an opportunity for her, and I brought in the attorney. I said, I'm going to recommend that you talk to the attorney so she can set things up properly for you. Because in my mind, I'm thinking you want to leave a legacy too, right? She said, yeah. I said, well, we can set this up that you can leave a legacy for your grandchildren. What if your grandchildren want to get a job, but there's no jobs? Because you all already know when you go in some of these stores, the cashiers don't. Where the cashier?
Ain't no cashier. It's like one cashier.
Right. So you can leave a legacy for your grandchildren. They don't have to worry about going to find a job. Why? Because grandma already started a business for them, and they can just roll up and be employees of the business. They can get that training that they need. You know, as we used to do back in the day, what they call it, like having an apprentice. They can learn from their grandmother, and they can become a licensed physical therapist and be the owner of the company and keep the legacy rolling. That's where you have your attorney come in to fix this in a way to set up your trust, and then have the holding company, that's going to own the company, so your personal name doesn't have to be out there in the public. She was like, I would love that. And I said, now let me help you understand. Let me ask you, how much is your tax bill when we set it up this way? She quoted me, and I showed her the tax table. It's on the IRS website. I showed it to her. I said, how much is your tax bill now? She said $4,200.
Wow, what a difference.
What?
Saved her thousands of dollars.
I get it. I get emotional. I'm saying this to y'all. I sat there and I watched her say that in comparison to $32,000 that she owes the IRS for that year.
Ooh.
I said, if you have worked with someone like me, there's no way that you would have had to pay this much money in taxes.
Wow.
There's no way. So I do this from my heart. And this is legal. This is not something that let me scam you and try to figure. No, we're not doing no scams over here. We are legal. We do things with ethically. There are people that do things illegally. And I can tell you, licensed people do things illegally just like anybody else. So you cannot count on a license to be someone's golden shield that they do things right. Because I've seen stuff like somebody wrote 62,000 miles on somebody's business return. I said, did you drive a truck? They said, no, I'm a real estate agent. Where do you get 62,000 miles from? And their license.
Oh my goodness. So
anyway.
Hey, Donald, look, one of the things that we're very passionate about in our organization is legacy building. You know, we have to set the standards. And you said something that was so powerful, and that word was legacy. Share with us what you're doing in your personal life to leave a legacy for your family, your kids, and their kids.
Yes. So what I'm doing is, my son is basically my apprentice. He's learning accounting. He's learning taxes. So he's an employee of Butler Square Consulting. We're also working on a product line for him, clothing wear. And we've already found a designer. He's the designer. We already found a manufacturer that we're going to check out the material, make sure it's what he wants. So I'm involving him through the whole process. And so once we get it ordered, we're going to, obviously advertise it and show that it'll be released at some point. And so I'm training him to understand what that looks like. He knows Dad is in business, and he says, "Dad, I know that that I can count on you to help me make this successful." And I said, "Absolutely." And so he's looking to grow his business in real estate. So he want to become a real estate investor. So, but
Beautiful.
right now he's getting a training that he needs to understand how to get into business. So for me, it's about leaving a legacy. So then it's, just like I said about the trust for this client that I'm working with, I have a trust myself. So it's like we're working together, me and my attorney, to continue to make sure that things are set up properly for myself and that I can leave a legacy. The power of a trust, and people may not think that it's very powerful, but basically when you put things under your trust, it's a legal entity. And when it's legal, there's nothing that anybody can do. Once you're gone from this earth and you have a trust, that trust still dictates what to do with those assets once you're gone. So you're still being the boss while you're in the grave. And they're like, we have to comply with grandma, granddad. That's what they wanted. I mean,
Right.
I love it.
and there's no need to have some revealing party when they're gone. You can do that while you're alive and say, this is the plan, so y'all don't fight over it once I'm gone. But if you don't have a trust set up and you just have a will, for example, it can be contested in court. So that's when you're dealing with probate, all that type of stuff. But why go through that process?
Why go through that?
Be
Yeah.
proactive and say, let me get a trust set up.
I love it. I love
Now,
it.
don't do the trust yourself. Now, see, we got to give a disclaimer. People will start doing this themselves. Let me go do a trust. No. Get an attorney that understands trust.
Make sure it's correct.
And I would even say, because I'm always, because you don't know who's good and who's not good. But I would say you want to go with referrals. When someone knows someone, like I know attorneys, I'm not going to forward you to an attorney that don't speak the same language. We know each other, and I know how they do things, and it's the right way. But I've seen it where people set things up, other attorneys set things up, and it's not right. And I'm like, oh my God. And let me get you to, and how do I know? Because the person ends up with 5 trusts. I'm like, why do you have 5 trusts? What is the purpose of it? So we have to clean up those things. But go with someone that is a good referral, and you're not dealing with someone that's a complete stranger because we don't know this stuff, right? If you don't go to school for it, how would you know someone is good at it?
True.
How much does it cost to set up a trust with an attorney? It depends. Everybody have their own fees, but always consider the trust is not just a trust. It also speaks to the point of even medication. Who will serve you medication if you're not able to speak for yourself? So it gets into a lot of those things. Who's going to run your business when you're not able to? So it gets into more of that. So it depends on how much the attorney is putting together for you as part of this package. Because if you did the simple form, the simple way, they could be like, oh, that's 500. But if you want more of the everything else, then it may be more, it just depends on who you're working with.
Okay.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Dante, you have a question for Donald?
I'm just sucking it all in right now because I'm in the position, like I'm in that position now where I'm like, all right, I'm trying to make everything legalized and stuff like that. I'm trying to like make everything, and so like being able to rub elbows with like you doctor, Professor Dollar, but it's a blessing. So I'm gonna be reaching out to you, for sure, because I'm in that position now. Because I was just, well, I think last year, not even recently, last year, I was working for Department of Veteran Affairs for like 6 or 7 years, and once that contract let me go, I've really pushed all my chips into like this world of hustling and entrepreneurship. So, whether it's being like playing drums as a musician or doing this production stuff and everything like that, I want to like make it all like legitimate, so that way
Yeah.
Can I share my screen with you all because I want people to see this? Like, actually, I'll use my company as an example. If you don't mind, if I can share my screen really quick.
Yeah, you can share your screen.
Okay. So I'm going to share my screen, and this is the state of Maryland's website, and I'm going to show you how public this information is. And let's see. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll put my company in here. And I want you to see, you can see all kinds of companies in here. It's a public search. You can search this on a public site. So what happens is, as I explained this, when people register their business in the state, it's public information. You see my business name, and most people don't even know what the department ID number, but every business in the state of Maryland has a department ID number. Every business. I have my principal address, so my business address I chose this address because it happens to be in the hub zone. And when you have a hub zone location, that can be a benefit for government contracts. My resident agent, Legal Inc., corporate services, and I'm going to replace this with my attorney's name eventually, but I went with this company at first because I needed something at that point in time. But my name is not on here. You don't see my name anywhere on this page. It also shows my business is active and also in good standing. And you see I was started in 2019, so you see the date that I started my business. Why is my business in good standing? Because I file my annual report every single year. You have to file a report to keep. Well, I just started my business. I don't have any activity. Well, you have to keep your business in good standing every year. You have to make that filing every year. So that's important to do that. So, but this just gives you an idea of how to set up your business, why you want to have a business address as your address in the Maryland system or any state that you're working with. When you register your business, you want to make sure that you're using addresses besides your own personal home address. It's very key.
Mm-hmm. And Donald, you had a good point, because even with a nonprofit, with our organization, that is the same website is the same one that I use to verify that we stay in good standing. Okay?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And if you don't do your taxes, if you don't file the 990, and if you don't do your annual report, then you are not in good standing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you put that site up so people can actually see. It's public information.
It's public information.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What was your question?
I was going to say, can you touch on, because I find that there comes up a lot of conversation in the younger community about the biggest advice that you always hear is that, you can sector off a piece of your house, you know what I'm saying, or one of those rooms, you can just turn that into one of your main offices, and that, so can you touch on that? Like, what's good
question.
Sure, that's a really good question. So the IRS rule around home office is that the home office look like an office. If it looks like a bedroom with a bed in it, it's not gonna fly. It has to have like an office furniture, chair, desk, all that stuff to write off on your taxes. So it's very important that you be able to segment that from the rest of your house, and you have to also measure it. So you have to measure. People don't like math, but think about it like this. If you own a business, you have to have some sense of math, or hire somebody to come in and measure that room for you. Get the ruler out. I got a ruler out. Then how big is the rest of the place? Because the IRS needs to know what portion of that house is a tax write-off. They call that code section 162A. 162A of the tax code allows you to write off business expenses. So that's a code that allows you to write off business expenses. So are they going to change that code? No, because it's a general code. If you can identify it as a business expense, then you can write it off. Now, the key is, I have to give this as a disclaimer. Just because you writing it off does not mean that the IRS have to accept it. I'll say that again. Just because you say this is a business expense, the IRS has covered themselves by law. They do not have to honor your expenses.
Wow. Good information.
So it's really up to you. You have to prove this to them. So I told somebody, they don't just use receipts. You need QuickBooks. And you don't just need QuickBooks. You need a journal. Because if you're in business, guess what? Your calendar needs to show that you've been in meetings.
That's right.
Your journal needs to show that you've had conversations, meeting notes, or something in there. You need to show on social media that you're in business. So there's much more legalities that they're looking for. Like if you say I'm going on a trip, and you say I want to write off this trip. Well, I'm going to you post on social media you're on vacation. I tell my clients, if you're writing off this trip, don't say vacation.
The business trip.
It's a business trip.
Listen, being in business is easy. But in our culture, we say, well, I need a break. I need to take off, you know, da, 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 da. But in business, yeah, you can take off. But if I'm going out of town, guess what? I can sit there and have a meeting with myself. I'm having a meeting with myself. I'm the board. I'm the president. I need to have a meeting and I want to have it in a different place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's my purpose. If I'm a real estate agent, I'm doing research. I'm doing research of the land, seeing if there's other properties I want to sell or get involved in.
Mm-hmm.
What
Because
can
I
you
actually had a meeting like that not too long ago. Like I had a friend of mine. We went out to dinner and we talked business for about 10 minutes, and he like took some notes down. He's like, all right, we talked business now. Let's get back to the rest of this stuff that we was calling.
tell us about the Uber drivers, DoorDash, and you know, persons that do this type of business using their car.
Oh goodness. So Uber and Lyft, they normally have their tracking, you know, how many miles you drove, all that stuff, you know. So all the expenses, they keep track of a lot of things. The problem with Uber and Lyft is that you are driving as yourself. So how much money you make can be taxed directly to you. As I said, that's self-employment tax, because you more than likely not using QuickBooks to track anything. But no matter what you're doing, you definitely need to keep track of things separately from your own personal account. Why? Because if you commingle what's done in business, even if it's a personal account, separate the personal accounts. This is my Uber account or my Lyft account, and this is my personal account where if I work a job or whatever, this is my personal transactions, because that information becomes part of your legal response to the IRS or the state to show that you have expenses that you track. And do you want them? You want them to see your personal transactions? I wouldn't, you know.
Right,
but
right.
if you show that you got things organized, that helps them to have more confidence that you are doing things the right way. The thing is, again, we can see the IRS being an enemy or the state being an enemy, but they're really not enemies. They really want to see you win. Listen, I mean, besides anything else, they're not coming at you because they like, yeah, I know you ain't doing. I mean, but you prove to them, I'm in business, I'm doing business. They're not gonna bother you. Like I said, I've been an auditor for over 20 years. Now we're going to find something. Because we got to answer to our boss. Why you ain't find something? I know you found something. Okay, I did find something. They didn't have a receipt for this transaction. I mean, okay, fine. You can't write this off.
Hey, Don, I got a question for you. Doing business, it's all about customer service and how you treat your clients. What do you do personally to retain your customer base?
Oh my God. So that's a really good question, because having good personality, treating them with respect, whenever they need something, answering them and just giving them that first class option. Like, listen, I got you, you know, and we're going to work through this, because accounting is not, in lack of a better term, it's not a sexy industry.
Right, it isn't.
You sign up for your sales ID
it's
number.
Sexy when it's money, okay, when you get paid, but it's not after when you got to track it.
It's not like, oh my God, I'm glad to see my accountant. Some people are, when they understand it, you know, but other people are like, yeah, I just mean every time I see you, I got to spend money. But, you know, so, and also I throw an event for my clients too. So I do a client appreciation event where I honor the clients that we serve and been with us. So that's something I also do. And soon I'm going to be doing like little small meetups with my clients and those that are interested to just join us and do some informational sessions. And also another thing that I do with my clients is I do like a workshop for them, especially at this time of the year before the year closes out. So they'll know, hey, I need to do this before the year closes. I'll give you an example. If you rent your house out to your business, that can be a tax write-off. I'll say that again. It's called the Augusta rule. If you rent your house to your business and you only can do it up to 14 days out of the calendar year, you personally don't have to claim that as income to yourself, but it is an expense to the business.
Oh, wow. Ooh, well, I did not know that.
We're going to have to bring him back again.
Wow, really.
Yeah, it'll be tax time again.
But let me get on the young people. Let me cover the young people. The young people real quick, because they might be young people that's tuning in. So real quick, the young people have quick mindsets. Back in the day, we used to say, I want to be a millionaire by the time I'm 40, 50 years old. These kids have become millionaires at 17, 20 years old. Why? Because they're making money on social media. It's called brand deals, sponsorships. They're making money that way. They also coming up with products that they're selling online, and they're making $200,000-$300,000 a year, $500,000 a year, when some of them making $1 million in 1 year off of selling their products. Wow. So when I talk about the young people, again, we need them to know this information, because some of them not paying sales tax. Some of them don't know about having the legal side of their business. They're just thinking, I'm making money. We got to sit our kids down and talk to them.
Yes. This is the reason I wanted us to have this conversation. Donna, you've been amazing. And Sharon, I don't know if you realize, and same with you, Linda, Donald presented at the PAL Networking Conference this year.
He did?
Yeah. Y'all guys missed out. Y'all were there. But I was in his session, and I'm telling you, he lit the room up. He lit the room up. So, Donald, you're in our back pocket. We're going to have you come back. It might be real soon. Okay. Sure, we do entrepreneurship every fourth Saturday. So just be on standby. We will be calling you to have you come in, because we need to get this information in the hands of our young people.
Absolutely.
Not even the young people. We need it.
We all need it.
We all need it. Exactly.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
You're right.
So thank you so much for coming.
So much.
What great information. Right. What can we say? It's all about the dollar, huh?
Thank you. Yes. And thank you all so much.
So you want to real quick put your social media and stuff, how we can keep up, so we can be able to get on this expo. I'm trying to get on that call when you had this.
Yes, I'm gonna post it. You know what, Dante? If I can put it in the chat, the private chat, and you can just take it and post it, because it won't let me post for some reason in the other one. So yeah, thank you all so much. And yes, don't think you can't afford accounting. If anything, you can't afford not to have an accountant.
Exactly.
You need an accountant.
Exactly. All right, Donna, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Continue to stay blessed.
Enjoy your week.
Yes.
Yeah, so I might see some of y'all outside. I might see some of you outside. So thank you.
Okay.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. Woo! It's a lot.
That was wonderful information. The tax time is coming up again in October. So
So Sharon, you see the work that we have to do for our sisters. One of the things I want to see happen is for us to.
Are we still live?
Yes, time for us to
we're going to close out.
To all our company.
Let me share this one quick thing. One of the things that we must do, and we're starting with our organization, is to look at the sisters that are in business. We have quite a few sisters that have a business, but they're not doing business the way it should be done. And so we're going to bring them all the way down and get them cleaned up. And I'm bringing in Donald, and I'm bringing in Hope, and anybody else who can help us get them to where they feel good about doing business. Okay.
All right.
All right, guys. What time is it?
It's time for you to walk in your purpose and prosperity.
Thank you, Dante. Thank you, Linda.
It's been fun.
Great show.
Happy Labor Day.